Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Shannon, writing under the pen name of SD Huston, and you're here on my channel. And I am a fantasy romance author who has a passion for writing about broken characters who face adversity to become better versions of themselves. And there may or may not be dragons, but there's always love to find. And if you're also here on my channel, then I have other things that happen here. So I am also part of the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast with Ben Pick from Running to Write YouTube channel, and Jamie from JM Chelly. I hear echo. Okay. JM Chelly YouTube channel, and also the founder and conference chair of the AuthorTube Writing Conference, which takes place here on YouTube with Devin, is one of my co-chairs for the conference. So I'm going to give a chance for all my co-hosts to introduce themselves. You guys tell us a little bit about you, where people can usually find you, and what you have coming out. I'm going to give you guys space to talk individually about your Kickstarters here in a little bit, but let's just start with basic introductions, and we'll start with Devin.
Hey everyone, my name is Devin. As Shannon said, I write fantasy and steampunk with snarky female leads and a splash of romance. I'm also the founder of All Call Indie, which is a database of freelancers for indie authors, and the publicity chair for the AuthorTube Writing Conference. You can find me here on YouTube or mostly on Instagram, sporadically. But yeah. I'm the author of The Witch's Crystal. So next 2 books coming out.
Hi, I'm R.A. Morley. I'm the author of the lyrical series, A Dance of Mist and Fury, and coming soon, Voice of Wind. You can find me primarily on Instagram. That is sort of where I do all my socializing. I'm on probably 200 Discords. If you're trying to get me there, I'm so sorry. I promise I'm not deliberately ignoring you.
All right, and I don't know if Joanne's going to come back, so if we want to go ahead and skip to... Oh, there she is. Go ahead, Joanne. You are on mute, just in case we didn't know.
Hello, everyone. My name is J.K. Lambo. I'm the author of Culinary Confessions, a sweet bakery romance that follows a college student who wants to bake and needs help from her best friend, Justin. So I write sweet romance that centers around Black characters finding love and baking together. In fact, this is one of my books.
Which I have. It's a lovely story.
Oh, sorry, Shannon. What did you say?
I said I have that, and it's a lovely story.
Thank you. And then I have another book coming out that is a pastry chef rivals to lovers romance. The working title is Project Sugar and Spice, but that should be coming out soon. And it's lovely to meet you all.
And
hi, I'm Anne Marie Kay, author of Venom and Vampires. This is my first time doing something like this. I am a streamer on Twitch. I usually do some games as well as promote my writing. This is my rewrite of my debut novel, Guilty Crown, The Darkstorm Legacies, which I do not have a copy of. And it's a dark fantasy vampire novel, very Dracula kind of meets underworld vibes with a lot of, not a lot, but with some pro-Catholic themes and all that fun stuff with an age gap romance, because I like an age gap.
Is it the male vampire who's older?
Yep, by like 2,000 years.
Oh wow, that's a huge age gap.
And she's in her 30s. Okay, we got a 30-year-old protagonist. Okay, not some 18-year-old. Yay.
Yeah, just know a little bit about life.
Exactly. I was like,
Leslie says, I just started reading your book last night, Joanne.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy reading it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed reading it. Didn't I read it with somebody? Buddy read it with someone a couple years ago. I don't remember now. So many things have happened. But yeah, I enjoyed reading it. Okay, so we are here today to count down to the end of my Kickstarter. There is, what can I count time? 25 minutes left. And I don't know where it's at. Yep. So just going to play the trailer real quick for anyone who's interested in what it's about. And then we're going to just talk about Kickstarters with everybody here and any questions that we may have, because some of us have more experience than others, or you just may have general questions about Kickstarters. So I'm going to play that trailer. Yay. Y'all, you do not know how much, like,
That was dope.
thank you. I was tearing my hair out over it
I
because
strongly considered just hiring Shannon to do book trailers for me.
Right?
It was amazing.
like my editing program
you
was not
did-
working. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But
I
you
mean,
did your last one with
Yeah.
with Ari. I forget the name, but
Merry
I remember
Christmas.
Ari. Yes. And
That one I actually had time to do it. This one, my editing program kept stopping on me, and I was like, I had to wait, click a button, wait, click a button, wait, click a button, and I was like, oh my god, it took me the whole morning to do it, and it was just so. And I was like, the words like come on the screen and like leave, and I know it's just little stuff because it is a good trailer, but I can see those little things that didn't work out, and I couldn't change it. All right, so let's talk about the Kickstarters we have coming up. Devin, yours is first, right?
Is it first? April 2nd?
April 2nd?
yeah, yours before Anne and mine.
Okay. So I've got my next two books in my series, which actually goes back in time from The Witch of Crystal. So those who have read it, prepare for a teenage Amabel because she is worse. But it's a duology, and I didn't want to publish the next book ending on a cliffhanger. So I thought, why not do a Kickstarter and let them both go at the same time?
Yeah.
It's pretty clever.
I like that. Are you doing any, is it, because I know fantasy is a little bit different on Kickstarter than with fantasy romance and what's expected out of the projects there. Are you doing anything different with your books than what you're going to be selling later? Or is it like you're just getting it early? Is it like early access?
No, this Kickstarter is going to be completely different. For one, I'm putting my character art in each book.
Oh, okay.
And there's going to be a coordinating short story at the end of each book. And that's not going to be available for retailers.
Okay. So Kickstarter backers are getting something special.
Yes.
So,
nice.
And I'm slowly getting my artwork in, and it's amazing. I'm loving it.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to seeing the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I think she said she just got back some tonight.
Yes, I got some.
Oh,
today.
yeah, you did.
Yeah. I got some today, and newsletter subscribers see everything first. They get to see it. They get to vote on it. So if you're interested, sign up for my newsletter.
And I do have the Kickstarters linked down below. You have a wrench, Devin, if you want to go drop your newsletter link in the chat. Adega, hello. I know we waved already, but hello, Shelly. And she said, the first Kickstarter I got.
Shelly.
I appreciate it. And then Travis, who
Hey,
has
Trav.
backed my Kickstarter by way of Rachel. So,
Travis is the narrator for my lyrical series. He also writes his own books. So one day, Trav, we're going to get you out of your introvert stage, and we're going to get you on one of these streams.
yeah.
Yeah, Travis.
Yeah,
Maybe
that would be so much fun.
Maybe when you launch yours, Rachel?
I'm launching in May. I don't remember which May it is, but I know it is like the second Tuesday of May.
Oh.
I think it's
Okay.
the 8th.
I think so, actually. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's a
May
Thursday.
8th?
That's a Thursday.
Is it?
I'll be right back.
Oh.
Okay. Is it? Are you launching on a Tuesday?
I'm launching on a Tuesday.
That's
You
probably
kept recommending it, and I feel like I'm peer pressured into it.
Oh no. Well, it's what they found was the best launch day is Tuesday. So, yeah.
I don't know.
But
Things
things change.
With my last one, with the Dance of Mist and Furies, I had launched in December for 25 days because I thought it'd be funny.
And on
But
Christmas.
it did well. It would have done better if I hadn't gotten immediately sick and couldn't do anything to help promote it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So, of us here, you and I, we've both launched a Kickstarter before.
Yeah.
This will be first time for Devin. I think first time for Anne, right? I think it is. I think she
think
mentioned
so.
that. Yeah.
And the only reason why I'm not launching on a Tuesday for April is because the 1st is April 1st.
Yeah.
And I did not want to take any chances. So.
I understand that one. Travis said
You
good
could
evening.
put like big bold letters. This is not a joke with like an explodey head face or something like that.
I mean, you could have. I don't know. I don't know what
That
you
would
would
have been funny. I maybe could have done something with Amabel on that, but no, she's too much of a jokester.
And he said the same thing, that it's best to start on Tuesday, best to end on Thursday at 10 p.m. I don't stay up that late. My bedtime's 8:30, which is 9 p.m. for me. So,
Oh, wow. Sorry about that. Emergency
you're
diaper
fine.
change.
No worries. You can come and go. If you drop out, come back in. This is informal. So,
All right.
but I also like to do the countdown, because I did a countdown for my Kickstarter last time. So, and we had people on the channel. And so I wanted to do this again. And I think it was an hour later last time, and that was just too late for me. So I was like, let's do it a little bit sooner. Emma, hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, all right. So who's next between Rachel and Anne Marie K? Because you guys are together.
Because we're talking about pushing yours back so that you can get a following.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
I
have to talk about
was gonna
how you're
originally. I'm very impatient. I was originally gonna launch, I believe, what was it, April 20th of this year?
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's what you're
pushing
saying.
that back to middle of August.
Oh, okay. So a few months.
Yeah, it's gonna be in a few months is when I launch, so that way I can get a following for people who want vampires, and I'm publishing it October 17th, so it'll be spooky season plus getting into that romance season as well. So
you're doing the Kickstarter in August and publishing on retailer platforms in October?
Yes, I'll be, yeah.
Okay. So then Rachel, you're next, right?
Yeah.
Because you're up in
That's
May.
me.
So you want to talk about your Kickstarter?
I do. I'm so excited because the last time I talked to you on the stream is we talked about me starting on this.
Uh-huh.
And the idea was in ACOTAR. It always comes back to ACOTAR, I swear. Every time. I don't even like books. But I had the idea of what if Tamlin busted down that door and he didn't take Feyre, the main character, he took her sister. And we got the perspective of the sister going to save Beauty from the beast.
I like
so
that
that's
idea.
what I started to work with. And then
Oh, I like that premise.
because I'm a because I'm a menace, I am an absolute menace. And I decided I'm not gonna put it in Europe.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's nothing wrong with fantasy Europe. I love fantasy Europe. But I have so much of love letters to just history around the world that I kind of want to tag them all through my writing as I go. So I decided, okay, if she's going to go after her sister, she's gonna need to be like tough and not like, I'm not like other girls tough. Like, what if it was just socially acceptable tough? And immediately I thought rules. Like warrior women, that's not unusual. And then you know what? Let's give her love interest that she gets together with really soon, because couples who slay together stay together.
I actually had a beta reader who said on this book that's coming out that she really liked it. She really likes it when the love interests, they work together to basically face the world together, which doesn't quite happen. Like they set off on an adventure at the end to face the world together, but it doesn't quite happen throughout the book. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but my next couple does. So
great minds.
All right, Anne-Marie, you want to tell us about your next book that's going to be your Kickstarter? You said this one's already published, though, right? It's being republished?
No,
not
this is me. No, not this one. It's basically a rewrite and a rebranding from my debut novel, and almost same premise. A lot changed from it,
Gotcha.
but yeah, I'll be publishing this, and it's it's my love letter to vampires, gothic storytelling, such as like Wuthering Heights and like a darker vibe with Sleeping Beauty. I also love a female character that's not strong woman. I very much so prefer a very feminine, very pretty, very very
romantic,
soft. Yeah, very romantic. I would love a romantic female lead, and I was getting tired of reading badass females every which way, and I'm like, all right, I gotta do this. I have to do this. I have to write an actual female character that would realistically, if born a princess, would know how to take control and know how to use like political allies to gain favor and such like that, while also knowing she's not as strong as, say, the entire court, which are all vampires, while she's only a half vampire. So,
do you call your half vampire like a certain name?
No, well, for them, she's just a half breed.
Because I've been reading some vampire
Dampier.
books. Dampier, yeah, I just came across that.
Yeah, Dampier. Yeah, that's a half vampire. Yeah, she'd be considered a Dampier. Yeah, and they do have that. I don't think I used that word at all in the first book, but it is a term in the world. So yeah.
Disney currently girl bossing and no romance at all.
I know. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So Cinderella 2015 is my favorite.
I tend to write my female characters kind of all over. Like of my first book, she was she was tough in that she was physically beat by her mom. So mentally she's really tough, but she's kind of a soft person. Other than that, she's just not a fighter at all. I don't think Emmy's not much of a fighter. She's been holding still for 200 years, so she doesn't know how to fight. But my third book, she's an assassin, so she knows how to fight. I kind of write all over, I think, a different range of all over. So, here's a concept, both at the same time.
Oh my gosh, imagine.
Ooh, Raven, you're gonna like my second book then, because my female main character is like a mixture of soft and tough at the same time.
And I was going to ask Joanne, let's hear about your. I mean, I know a little bit from our chats in the streams, but I want to know more. Can you tell us more about your?
Yeah. So Project Sugar and Spice is about two rival pastry chefs who have different bakeries on the same side, different sides of the street. So one bakes more traditional desserts. The male main character bakes vegan. So the male main character is. Well, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but the female main character's customers go to the male main character's bakery because they want something different. And the female main character, Lydia, doesn't understand why and what's happening, and she gets mad at him. But that's where the story begins.
Thank you, Tiffany. It hasn't done as well. Well, I've only done one other, but it hasn't done as well as the first one, but it's not I'm happy. And I said it out to my newsletter. My main goal is to pay for my next book cover. And by hitting the goal that I set, $1,000, that would pay for my next book cover. The profit I have left over would pay for my next book cover. So, yep, I scheduled that with my designer for next month. So,
yeah, but my goal for you was that bare minimum, you double your goal, and best outcome, triple or better.
Yeah, which I tripled, almost quadrupled the first one.
Nice.
But as far as like the if I would have looked at what the profit should have been, it should have been close to $1,000 off of that. But there were some things I really didn't know how to price, and so my profit was like just over $600. So, so I think I did better this time. So hopefully my profit will be right where it should be, because my book cover is $235. So for every $1,000 is like $235 is what I'm making basically. So but I'm excited. I'm just excited I hit my goal. I'm excited that people are excited about it, that I have some return backers who they're not on my newsletter list as far as I know. They just have returned back to support it. So either they really like Kickstarters or they like my book. So
in fairness, you do meet a lot of interesting authors on Kickstarter. I met JD Roselle, who does the type and he actually kind of, through that book, kind of made it seem like it's okay to have a protagonist that's like not heroic and is actually like a little bit of a villain who has to kind of reckon with that side of themselves. Because otherwise, I don't think Voice of Wind would have been written the way it is. Because it is that thing where you have these generational prejudices, and then when you come face to face with them, it's like you have to sort of reel yourself in and try and comprehend what's going on. That things that you thought you knew aren't true.
Yeah.
So Raven says your book cover is how much? Youch. And I would have to say that my book cover is actually pretty cheap.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of on the cheaper side. My book cover, I think, was close to almost 300.
Yeah. Well, is that your book cover for your paperback too? Because for the paperback, mine is $285. So
yeah, it's going to be the same cover for both right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like if I meet and reach my goal or exceed it, then I'll probably do like something special for it. But as of right now, it's gonna just be that across it.
But like my co-host for the self-publishing tips and tricks, Ben Pick, he's used Midlar to do his book covers, and they're beautiful book covers. And I think he said he paid close to $1,000 for his first book cover. I don't know what he paid for the next ones.
I remember Jenna Moresi had been talking about The Savior's Champion, how much she was spending on it. And one of the things she had said was that for like just the paperback, hardback one, like for one cover, and it didn't include the other ones, was like $700. So every time I talk to my artist, Jubilina, I'm like bracing for that number, and it's never even close. It's so much better. And she does it all from scratch. So I'm always like super, super excited.
Illustration.
Yeah. I got a good deal on my book covers. Before I quit my job, I paid for all 5 book covers, and it cost me $800.
Oh, nice.
What is that? Oh, wow. That's an excellent deal.
Yeah.
Wow. So like $200, like about $200, like each book cover.
160.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad. Are they still doing book covers? You want to share their information in the chat for anyone?
Absolutely.
But there are some other book cover companies out there that are cheap. So Midlar also has a sister company that is called Get Covers, and they're really, really cheap. It costs like $10 for the ebook and $35 to get the full paperback. Now they don't do illustrations. Midlar is the department that will do like illustrations along with graphic design, with the photos and stuff, photo manipulation, that kind of thing. So the Get Covers, they use mostly just photos, and they ask you to like, hey, look on these 2 sites, find what photos you would like to, pieces that you want on your book cover. And then they will go and get those photos and put that in the book cover, and then they'll blend it all together. And it's kind of sort of what my book cover does. My book cover designer, she also does photo manipulation, but she's really good at making it look like different styles. So like mine looks like illustrated in a way. And so, but although I did my dragon's head, so this book cover, because I didn't like any of the ones that she had in the photos. But yeah. My wallet hurts now. That is cheap. I may need to redefine. I think my definition.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's not like on the higher end. It's
Yeah.
kind of more on the more affordable side, like in the middle, more so than cheap. It's something you would have to save up for if you're doing it on a budget, which my husband and I are, because
right. Well, I think most of us are on a budget. That's why I did Kickstarter, so I could pay for my next book cover.
Yeah. Yep, the same. I'm like, let me try this. Let me try the Kickstarter route.
So Dega says, I'm extremely fortunate. My artist refuses to charge me. She just loves being part of the project. So I buy her Christmas gifts, birthday presents, and a game on Steam now and then, which is nice. So you must have like a close relationship with your artist then, I'm assuming. EIP, my editing, book cover design. Oh, Enchanted Ink Publishing. I've heard of them before. We haven't worked out pricing, but his usual works are $100 to $150. Did I miss something?
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's good. Link. Oh, that just did. My cover artist, Jubalina on IG. If you want to drop a link, Rachel,
I get an actual link for her.
Anne-Marie, Anne-Marie K. Do you want to drop the link in our private chat here? Because you won't be able to put it on the YouTube side. You're not wrenched. And anyone who has a wrench, I think everyone else has a wrench here. So any of them could grab it and drop it.
I'm like the only one.
Well, because I'm
grab
going
it
to before.
Grab.
That's true. It's okay.
We're actually close to $3,000 now, $59 short. And we got 4 minutes left. I doubt we're going to hit that 3,000 though.
Private chat.
So
that's my artist.
Thank you for dropping the link. Cover artist.
This is her Instagram. This is my artist. I called my cover artist. Who will also be doing the formatting for me.
If you guys need
what?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out.
Travis.
Your mic went lowercase.
My mic went lowercase. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of. There we go. Yeah, you're back.
My husband's my cover artist. Oh, that's
nice, Shelley. That's awesome.
If you need a narrator with a deep, husky, masculine voice, like go talk to Travis on Twitch.
And there is Anne-Marie's cover artist.
Yep.
Tiffany says, I've been very, very fortunate that with the type of romance I do, I'm able to do my own covers, but as soon as I can, I will be outsourcing that. Yeah, I think contemporary romance covers, if you're doing the photos, they're really easy. And they're really recognizable for that genre.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And Joanne, she does contemporary romance, but hers are illustrated, like almost like I don't know what you call that. It's like a cartoon, but not the one where they're faceless. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I saw those. Those are really pretty. I like those.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm planning to get the same designer to design the book for my second book.
Nice.
105 seconds to go. So I don't think I was this nervous last time. I don't know why I'm nervous this time. Last time, I think I was so tired because I did it for 41 days.
I was going to say maybe you were just tired because you had to build up, launch, and then go through it and close.
Right. And we did the Author Tube Writing Conference. Like we started that the day after my Kickstarter started. And that conference just wears me out every year. And then I was like blown away that it made as much money as it did because I was afraid I wasn't even going to hit $1,000. So.
It's the final countdown.
5 seconds.
The final countdown. Love that. There we go.
51 seconds.
Oh.
Oops.
Love it.
I'm gonna change all my screens here. I got too many
If
screens.
you guys want to help and reach your goal of $3K, the link is down below.
Mm-hmm. You got 30 seconds.
Yes.
And you guys get to see what this looks like when it is done. I know, Rachel, you've seen it before, but I don't know if anyone else has ever seen it. I can't actually remember though what it's supposed to look like. So, 15 seconds.
It's an even 60 backers.
Yeah, that is true.
Nice. 10,
9, 8,
8, 7,
7,
6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
None of us are coordinated with each other.
Well,
Not at all.
I think like some of our
You almost
live streams are
made
beating each
it.
other too. So
Yeah.
it jumped up right at
That's
the end.
okay.
Didn't quite make that 3,000, but we almost got there.
You almost
Yes,
got there.
that's an
That's awesome.
accomplishment in and of itself. Congrats,
It
Shannon.
is.
Just
Yeah.
imagine what would happen if you did do chaos and you did like a pre-launch, and I wasn't panicking and trying to be like, "Hey, you want to hear about my friend Shannon?"
Well, if you guys want to share anything else, now is the time. With the countdown being done, the Kickstarter's done. We don't have to hang out any longer. But if you guys want to share anything else, questions? Anybody got questions about Kickstarter? Thank you, Shelly.
I'm pretty sure I don't have any questions, but I
Well,
I do have a question.
I
So
think
because
I
I
have a
have,
question, but Anne can go
yeah, I
first.
do have. So when you put in like the date of when you originally want it to go, does it automatically go, or do you have to press the launch itself?
no, you have to press launch. It doesn't do it.
Oh, okay.
But it
Yeah,
does
okay,
automatically end. So you don't have to hit end for it to end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was really close to 3K.
That was
It was
just my
$44.
notification that
It
it ended.
really was.
But it's okay. I'm very happy with it. Now is the hard part. If y'all didn't know, the hard part is the fulfillment. So
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about the fulfillment because guys, so many things can go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the printing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, when you have to rely on someone else to do everything for you, like to print and distribute,
Yeah.
there's things that go wrong. And I had so many issues with Ingram Spark when I did my first one. I was just looking at it ended at the end of July. July 31st is when it ended, and the last book went out in March of the next year. So it continued. That's why when I don't know what your plan is, Anne. I don't know. Is it Anne-Marie?
I was gonna have everything shipped to me, and I was gonna personally do all the signatures and just personally send everything out myself.
Then do that all ahead of time, because you said you're going to
Yeah.
put yours on retailer platforms on October. I'm not putting mine on retailer platforms until my Kickstarter is fully funded, because I don't want like the backers to think, well, why did I pay for a Kickstarter if it was just going to be out on retailer platforms a month later or 2 months later?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Because I know I'm doing like an indie author thing, so I'm not really. I wasn't sure what you meant when you said.
Like you could have it
Like-
on pre-order for retails during your Kickstart, and then have it like, well, if you support the Kickstart, you get like some sort of bonus, like it's
I
signed
wouldn't
or
do
like
that either, though.
Yeah.
Because you might cannibalize your sales.
Yeah, because I was gonna do indie. I was gonna do indie publishing, I guess. So I'm not really going through commercial routes or anything like that.
So how I have my
Or retailers.
My Kickstarter is only going to be about 20 days, and it's going to end April. I don't have promise fulfillment to my backers until October, because just covering myself for if anything can go wrong. I'm still having things shipped to my house. I'm still signing, but for international backers, I'm going to use a print-on-demand company, ship it to wherever they are, and send them a signed book plate versus shipping it international. Because my giveaway last year to ship to my friend in India was $75.
Yes, same thing. I had a backer who was in the Netherlands, and I forgot to say that the signed edition would get the book plate if it was overseas, and I caught it right as soon as she bought it, and I cut it off, but I still needed to ship it to her because that's what she thought she was getting, and it cost me $75, and she paid like $40 for her tier. As I said, I messed up on some of my stuff. That's why I didn't have as much of a profit on my first one. So, but I would, Rachel, I would say be careful about putting your book on pre-order, because that might cannibalize some of your sales for Kickstarter. If people are like, well, I can just get this over here, unless they're getting a cheaper price on your Kickstarter, which I wouldn't want to put it cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna go with the Kickstarter first and like basically push it out myself, and then, have it released like maybe on Amazon Kindle on October 17th and stuff like that. So it's like print on demand, I guess.
Yes.
more so than anything. But yeah, for any like signed copies and stuff like that, I was gonna have everything shipped here to me, and then I was gonna personally ship it out. And I'm only doing U.S. and Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which there are parts of Canada that are super expensive. So I don't know what. I had one that was like way northwest, and it was just as expensive as shipping to the Netherlands. And I didn't know that the price would be so different.
Yeah, that was something that I had dealt with, which my saving grace was I had sent housewarming gifts to people in the UK. So I kind of went off of how I should price things internationally. And oh my gosh, it saved my butt. Because it gave me like a heads up of like what to expect.
Ingram Spark does drop shipping. That's one of the companies a lot of the Kickstarter creators will use. And Ingram Spark has a shipping cost calculator. So you put in there all the dimensions of your book, how many pages it is, color, print, you put all the stuff in there, and it tells you how much it would cost to print it and how much it would cost to ship it. And you put addresses in there, which I would just pull different zip codes from different places, like in the UK and all over the world, to see how much it would cost to ship that book. What I did know is that it was so different across Canada. I didn't know that.
I have a reader in New Zealand. And
I didn't know that either.
I can't remember where I heard this, but I think Book Vault opened a print on demand in New Zealand.
Yeah, it opened in Australia, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. It's in Australia or New Zealand. Yeah, they just opened one over there.
It's in Australia, but it's cheaper now to ship to New Zealand because New Zealand, when I priced it out, was almost $100.
Yeah, that's through Book Vault.
Oh wow!
But that's not for the bespoke books. That's just for regular printing. Regular print. Which Ingram Spark also has a printer in Australia. So it would be, it just happened, and I did all my pricing through Ingram. But if I had the time, I would have gone through and priced it with Book Vault and Ingram to see which one was cheaper. But I want to go through Book Vault, and they just opened in Canada too. They just opened another one, so it'd be cheaper to ship to the US. But the only one where they do bespoke, where they have like the printed pages and all the special stuff, that's all only in the UK. They do ship all over the world, but you have to pay for those prices. And I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So that's what, I don't know if any of you guys would be interested, but I found a company, and I found it through the Facebook for Kickstarters, one of the Kickstarter Facebook groups, that is a company here in the US. You send them your final file, your PDF, and you tell them what you want to be printed on the book edge. And they have lots of different designs that you can see that people have done, and you can make your own design and give that to them. And they will set up each page of your PDF, and it can be sent to Ingram Spark. I don't know if Book Vault's on their list of approved printers. They recommend not using KDP for that one though, but Ingram Spark I know works, so that's why I'm using them. And so when it prints, it will print with that picture or whatever it is you want on there. And I'm just doing a solid color on mine because I ran out of time and I couldn't think of what to put on the edges.
The fiasco with the sprayed edges.
Yeah, because I tried
those
for weeks.
Spray edges. I love those.
I tried to do it myself for weeks, and I kept messing it up, and I just couldn't figure it out. And there's not anyone here in the U.S. There are people on Etsy who would do it, but it's so expensive.
You know who has like a tutorial on Instagram that she does it all herself?
I went through lots of tutorials. I probably
for
Kayla
Ann.
I don't know.
I think her name's Kayla Ann. I think I saw her stuff.
Oh, send that to me.
But I'd rather just, as much as I know it's going to cost me, I'd rather just pay someone.
Yeah,
just because it saves me time.
To do the printed edges, that was, I think it was like $120 for mine. And of course, the more in depth it is, like the more intricate your detail is, the more expensive it is. They have some beautiful designs on their website. It's like, I wish I could have thought of something to put on my book.
Like, darn.
Yeah. And, I'm so excited to read all the goodness. Yay. So so the first thing, and so if I don't know when you said you're going to be doing the print on demand, and y'all just take it with a grain of salt, what I'm saying, but I would just say when you're doing your Kickstarter, don't put it out, no pre-order, no put on retailer websites until you have finished fulfilling your Kickstarter. So your Kickstarter backers feel like that they have got the first copy.
Yes, that was my plan.
So that would be, and if you're getting everything shipped to your house that you're signing, Anne-Marie K, then I would just make sure you have all that, like whatever it is that you want, like pretty soon, like as soon as your Kickstarter's over or like before your Kickstarter starts or whatever. I don't know if you have like a number in mind that you want to get to your house or whatnot. But yeah, it's hard. If you I was
thinking like maybe about 100 or something right now is what I was going to do. So about 200 for both the paperback 100 for the paperback, 100 for the hard copies. So about 200 is what I'm gonna be ordering for myself. Plus, I plan to do starting next year, I guess, after it's like published. So a few months from now, after it's published, I'm gonna be doing conventions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to have like a lot of it printed anyway to be here. So that's my plan. That's my plan.
Nice. So, but again, what I'm saying, just take it with, if it doesn't work for you, doesn't work. You know, what I say doesn't work for everybody. Just my thoughts. Because I want to see everyone succeed. And I know we're all going to be here cheering each other on. So,
Woo!
Definitely. One question I did have, how long, and this is for a question for each of you, how long did you decide your Kickstarter should be? And then what would you do in my case if you don't have the book cover yet?
I had done trial and error. So like my very, very first Kickstarter, absolute flop because I didn't know what I was doing. And I had also set up for 60 days and I didn't realize you have to keep up that high energy for 60 consecutive days. So when I got smarter and I started listening to more people that had done this, again, you find the best people on Kickstarter and they're more than happy to help you if you just DM them. And yeah, a lot of them had recommended like do 30 days or under. A lot of them had said about 20 days. And even now I'm like 20 days seems like it's crunch time. Shanon did it in 17. And
well,
like,
if you start on a Tuesday and end on a Thursday, which are the days they say start on a Tuesday and on Thursday, it's 17 days.
Absolute mad lass.
But you
I
know
dropped
what?
a link to the Kickstarter by Russell Nolte. Is that how I pronounce his name?
Yeah, you said right.
That's the book that Shannon, I, and Rita read, and we did on the podcast.
Lots of good information.
And it covers time frames and all of it.
And he talks about what your motivation is would help you figure out what time frame you should use. Because his motivation was different than Monica Leonel, because Monica Leonel co-wrote part of it. And they do their Kickstarters different. She does long ones, he does short ones. And they talk about why would you do a short one? Why would you do a long one?
Mm-hmm. But when are you expecting like your book cover? Because I know you said you don't have it yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get my book cover like when I have the final PDF of my book. I'm hoping that would be like either around like July or between July and September.
You can always do it as a teaser too, like having the cover and then just do, here it is, the final.
Well, I would
like cover reveal with the Kickstarter too.
I would actually just do a photo or a picture of your characters, of them, and have one of them looking at the camera, because Russell said he's done lots of Kickstarters, and he said when he looked at all of his different Kickstarters, except for one, the ones that had at least one character looking at the camera, and the character could be a dragon, it could be a human, it could be whatever, as long as one is looking at the viewer, that those did better than the ones that didn't look at the camera.
Yeah.
Adding on to that is, Shanon, I don't know if you're privy to it. Anne was privy to it. When I was doing the cover for A Dance of Mist and Fury, Jubilina gave me two gorgeous rough ideas, and we could not decide between them. So I had asked her, hey, is it okay if we just put this up in like all these different Discords and just get like a general idea of who is liking which one and why? And the reason, look at me being all smart and having things within reach. The reason we chose this one is because the eyes face forward.
Oh, that cover is so pretty.
It's so gorgeous.
Here's the thing. I had no idea what I wanted to do for this cover. So I just gave her like the short, long short of it and said, go wild. And yeah, she came back in clutch. So I absolutely love working with her. But that was one of the reasons that people chose this particular cover, is that there's eyes looking at you, kind of asking you to come and do it.
There's something about that psychology wise. It's not always true, but if you have something that's looking out the viewer, for some reason it grabs people's attention more. So
it does, yeah.
If you might have seen, if you look, Joanne, I would say do some research on the platform, especially in romance. I have seen what Devin was talking about, having like the book cover. The book is on there, but the cover is not revealed, and it's like coming soon. Yeah. If you have something like that, I would have that with some type of picture that represents your characters. They don't have to be exact, so but something on there that
Because Matthew in our group chat also doesn't have his cover up on his Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
He has just like kind of like the bottom kind of showing. But so
for the Maverick or something.
Yeah.
The Maven Knight or the Maven
the
series.
Maven. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I don't know if the cover is finalized, but that is another idea, is that you can have it as like, hey, we'll do the full cover reveal on launch and have just like some kind of teaser.
Like have like a teaser of it. Yeah.
And Raven in the chat did drop a video for YouTube chat or
Thank you, Raven. I'll check it out.
But yeah, so it depends too what your so here's the way I looked at it. Like if you have a newsletter list, and this is a tip from an author who's a USA Today bestselling author who came on our podcast early on in the career of our podcast. And she said, your newsletter list, you should baby them. They get everything first, your covers, everything. And so I've always gone by that, even with my Kickstarter. And what that included was that once my Kickstarter was mostly put together, I shared with them the link, a preview link, so they could go through and leave comments on there to tell me what they thought and what they would like to see or whatever. And that is a way that they get the inside scoop of what's going on with the Kickstarter. And it's putting them first.
Yeah.
And I did get a lot of tips, and some of them were like actually conflicting. So I had to decide, well, which ones do I want to do? Which one do I actually have time to do? Because I did mine so last minute. Give yourself time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. And start early. You can go in, you can start building it, you can play around with it, move things, whatever. Yep. I'm still changing things as I'm going.
Yeah. Even I'm still kind of working with my artist right now to fix the cover just a tad. Because like there's certain elements of it, like you guys said, like having at least one of the characters facing the audience. So I'm like, let's give the eyes this way, eyes looking at me. Like, come on.
The two authors I had on the channel for when my Kickstarter started, that live stream, they had a different book cover up all the way up until they launched their book, and then they got the real book cover. So they had like a placeholder book cover that they made. And then
Mommy's mic. Mommy needs it.
Until they had their final one done, and they put that, and that was part of their cover. The cover where that what you're talking about, Joanne. Like you don't have your book cover. What they had up there was not actually their book cover. It changed like the day before the Kickstarter launched. So you can change it. You can change your cover to your Kickstarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told to start early and leave it up for people to follow for a very long time. I mean, that definitely works. I've heard a minimum of a few weeks, at least 1 week if you can. I've heard that there's like a point where it's no longer like really, like you're not going to get any more out of it, but I don't know what that is. So I did not intentionally leave mine up as long as it was. I kept it up thinking I was going to run it in June of last year, and then it was August, and then it was September, and then it was November, and then it was January, and then it was beginning of February, around February 14th, and I thought that's a bad idea. And then I did it at the end of February. So it was up there for like 8 months. And they say that the mark of a Kickstarter, if it's going to be successful, is if 30% of your followers convert, which I did not have that this time, but it was still successful. And I think it's because of the fact that we were always like going around saying, hey, just follow me, because if you follow me, you don't even have to back me. But if you follow me, it helps me in the algorithm. And so there was tons of people who were following me who would actually support me. But it did bump my Kickstarter up in the algorithm. Every time I checked, I was like in the top 3 of the fantasy romance page. So it did help to bump the algorithm. And so that 30% didn't quite hold true. But I think it's because of the bump. So
that could be.
It's been a heck of a year, to be honest. Yes, it has, Rachel. And I know you've been through a lot too.
That's Rachel.
I'm going to step away my kitties to demand food and housework and be back soon. But we're going to go ahead and finish this up because I am ready to call it a day. So I'm going to let my co-hosts outro themselves. And so since Anne, you have not had a chance to ever outro yourself on one of these before.
I will be last.
Yeah, we'll put you last. Well, I'll be last. We'll put you last in the co-host. So we'll start with Devin.
All right, everyone. Thank you again. This was really fun. But yeah, follow me on Kickstarter. I have an amazing epic fantasy tale, political intrigue, magic, betrayal. And it's a duology, so you don't have to worry about the cliffhangers. Yes, you get 2
Beautiful
books.
trailer too with that one.
Huh?
A beautiful trailer too with that one, so you can see it on Kickstarter.
Yes,
It's on
I'm
Kickstarter.
very, very happy with my trailer.
Thanks, guys, for dropping by. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
celebrating
Rachel.
with us.
Well, thank you, Rachel.
Sorry, Rachel, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a second. I got so confused.
We're like, well, say thank you to Rachel. You're Rachel too.
Rachel is Rachel. I forgot what I was going to say, other than thank you for celebrating with us. And Shannon, congratulations.
Thank you.
Devin, you've got a duology coming out, and you've got a first in the series. This is a standalone for anyone who has commitment issues. Thank you, guys.
Joanne.
So first off, hey Shannon, thank you for inviting me, and it's lovely to see all you guys' faces. My name is J.K. Lambo. I'm the author of Culinary Confessions. This is my first book, and then I'm hoping my second book, Project Sugar and Spice, will be out very soon. You can follow me on Instagram under the name j.k.lambo, same with Ko-fi. And if you want to support me, my link is down below, and it's very nice to see you all.
Thank you, guys. I'm Anne-Marie K. Again, author of Venom and Vampires. It's going to be the first in a series. Wanted it to be a duology. Not going to happen. So if you like vampires, royalty, princesses, and sleep curses with a creepy, obsessed villain that has almost no redeeming qualities, then yes, please give me a follow on Instagram. I go by the name Anne-Marie K. Author. I also on Twitch as the Lady of Noxus, where I play games a lot, and you'll get to hang out with me and my kids sometimes while we're on stream.
And I'm looking forward to reading everybody's books. So I've already read Devin's and Rachel's first books, although Devin's is their last book, and I've read Joanne's first book. So I haven't read anything from you yet, Anne-Marie K., but we just met tonight. So
Yes.
looking forward to it. Thank you guys for joining me today to count down my Kickstarter. It's always great to do it with people. So, and I enjoy having all of you guys here. So,
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure.
You're
And then I
welcome.
forgot to say that I have an offer newsletter on my Ko-fi. You can follow that for writing updates on Project Sugar and Spice. And I weave in some food and dessert photography of meals and desserts I cook and bake as well. So if you want a little
that's what I was going to ask
the
you.
newsletter link is down below.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
everybody's Kickstarter links are down below, except for Joanne, since she is still in the process thinking about a Kickstarter. But we do have her Ko-fi link down below, so you can get onto our newsletter list. And if you're trying to find anybody on screen and you're not sure how to find them other than what the links we have down there, let me know. I will get links to you guys. I just didn't get them all into the show notes down below. And we get Adega clapping and exciting. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
And we will catch you guys all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.